So for the start of this show, guys, I want you to cast your minds back to last week when Robinson was in the ring asking Spike Jackson for a match. He didn't get that match, and well, what you're about to see is the consequences of that. So I will leave you with it and enjoy. And so on to tonight, where Jacob Butler, who's back, asked Robinson about all of that happened. You had the attack on Stephen York at the end of the show last week as the cameras had gone off. And midweek you saw him attack Harvey Danger as he was finishing his workout. So Jacob asked the franchise about that, and he says, well, literally, I didn't get my match. I told Spike Jackson that I needed one, that I needed to release this rage. He didn't give me a match, even though he knew that I'm struggling to hang on to myself right now. And well, those people were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It is as simple as that, really. Robinson would then go on to say to Jake that they suffered exactly the same fate as what Jacob himself did. And Robinson then would go on to apologise for his actions towards Jacob and just let him know what he just let the world know. And that is that he's really struggling to contain the rage that is inside of him right now, and that he can't wait for WrestleMania to come so he can hopefully start feeling more like himself again. Jacob bravely would go on to say to Robinson that he doesn't fully understand, but he does accept the apology, and that brought us nicely into our show this week, week 31 of this Raw action, in our alternate universe mode here in WWE 2K19. My name is Rich, this is RR37, and I hope that you're excited for this night as much as I am. It's got off to a bit of a strange start, it has to be said, but we are now just 1 week. This is the final week before WrestleMania, and Jacob, who was waiting for Robinson in the parking lot, by the same token you just saw there, was waiting for Hunter King to come out of the locker room and ask him about what happened with the microphone situation last week, and if he cared to share anything on what he was going to talk about last week when he had the microphone. Hunter King would duly say absolutely nothing, just stare a hole through Jacob and walk off. So yeah, and that leads us to now where we have got Spike Jackson in the ring. God knows what's on his mind, but we're back to live now, so let's throw it over to Spike and see exactly what it is that he has to say. So, just 1 week away from our very first WrestleMania here in this universe of ours, and I have got to say I am extremely excited for it. There's just a few more adjustments made before the card's gonna get announced. I hope you're as excited for that as I am. If you are and you don't want to miss WrestleMania, and trust me, you won't want to miss it, hit that subscribe, hit the like, you know what to do by now, comments box as well. But on to more pressing business right now, things that are gonna happen here tonight. But before we talk about that, we have to talk about how last week was the worst week for industry since we put ourselves together. We had 2 losses on the same card, and that cannot go unanswered. A lot of you are probably wondering why Alex Charming was even brought into industry, since he hasn't really done much in terms of in the ring. Well, you're gonna find out exactly why he's been brought into industry tonight, because one of the first matches of the night are gonna be Alex Charming in the ring against Lightning Jackson. And this ain't gonna just be any normal match. Lightning Jackson has got to stay in the ring with Alex Charming, and he's not allowed, because if he does, he will be fired, to put up any sort of a fight other than kicking out of pinfall attempts or escaping submissions against Alex Charming. And this is what's to come for industry. We are not going to be accepting failure. This is the punishment that Lightning gets for giving Triple H's very first ever win in this universe mode just last week. Moving on from last week's show to what happened after the cameras went off and during the week leading up to tonight. That can't go unanswered either. So Robinson, I expect to see you in my office tonight. You have got some explaining to do. But for me, for tonight, I think that is everything addressed, everything that I need to tell you. I look forward to seeing you all at WrestleMania. But until then, I'm done here. Enjoy the show. It's no doubt going to be a good one, especially as we ramp up the action now for WrestleMania. Good night. And there we go, Spike Jackson addressing everything that, well, comes to the forefront of my mind anyway. But as he's done that, we now move to tonight's card, where we see Robinson going up against Travis Turner. It's my understanding that Robinson wanted a match last week, he didn't get it, which is what he was talking to Jacob about. But Travis Turner also wants a rematch with Robinson, because he said that he feels that he could beat the franchise if he was at 100%. He's guaranteed tonight that he is 100%, so he's going to get that chance. I don't know how smart of a move that is by Travis, I really don't at this point, but well, he had the guts to ask for it, I suppose. And you'll notice no Buster England out there. Of course, Robinson says he doesn't want Buster for Buster's own safety anywhere near him at the moment until WrestleMania is done and dusted and he's feeling more like himself once again. following Robinson and Turner, we have got Alex Charming and Lightning Jackson, two members of industry. I'm not even going to say going up against each other. I'm not exactly sure what it is that Spike was thinking, really, putting this match together. It seems like some sort of a tough love mission from him. Alex is going to be fulfilling his role, and well, we already know he's going to win the match because Lightning's not allowed to put forward any offense in that match, because if he does, he may well win the match, but what he won't be doing is showing up in any future attempts at our universe. So yeah, bit of a weird one that I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all, but yeah, it's a nailed on win for Alex. There's nothing Spike can do about it. It makes me wonder what the rest of industry will be thinking going forward after this match, but yeah, for tonight, it is what it is. And then we have got the match that we knew was going to be on this card. It was called 2 weeks ago. Henry Bobby was going to take a sabbatical again and try and reinvent himself once more. He came out to the ring to address us all and make that known. Dreg Slater was having none of that. He's either done it out of respect, like he says, for Henry Bobby for what he's been through in this universe, or he has saw an opportunity and he has absolutely jumped on it. Either way, I expect this one to be a good one. As for who's going to win, honestly, I really couldn't call it. Henry Bobby for his career trajectory, for his own peace of mind almost. He needs a win in this one. But the same can be said for Dregs. Him and Cameron Oxley, since they've teamed up, have got a little bit more exposure. Cameron's won a couple of matches, so they're having a bit of success. We'll see if that continues. And then, guys, it is time. Alpha Jackson against the Viking Savage, Max Rutan. And you will notice no Lightning, no Alex Charming at ringside in this one. This is high stakes. It is big business. It is the first of the two semi-finals. The winner of this one is going to go on to fight for the very first WWE champion to be crowned at WrestleMania. It's a place in the main event of the first ever WrestleMania. Guaranteed. It does not get any bigger than this. I feel like Alpha Jackson and Max Rutan would be a huge match anyway, but with all that extra on the cards as well, it's just, yeah, it's ginormous, this match. It really is. And we have to remember that Max Rutan, has to be worried at the moment about Eric Redhead as well. So yeah, there's just so much going on there. And then we move on into the second of our two semi-finals. We have got Hunter King, who is in a really fell mood right now, and he's going to be going up against Tyson Schmidt, who, yes, was the wild card in this tournament. It's interesting that it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. It seems to me like this is going to be a nailed on win for Hunter King, but it's do or die now. It's different. You don't get to recover your position after this. Like, you win or you bust. It's as simple as that. So higher stakes, different kind of environment. It's all about now being a big match player here in this universe. It's the same for Alpha and Max Rutan. A chance at the WrestleMania main event and competing for the very first ever World Championship here in our universe mode. It don't get no bigger. It's a huge, huge night here in our universe. I can't wait for it all to kick off. And well, guys, we are not going to have to, as we jump into the end of the match. Well, there's towards the end of the match between Robinson and Travis Turner, and you've seen here that the franchise is going straight after that concussed head of Travis Turner. He says it's fully recovered. Well, even if it has, it could be injured again. 2 ring posts, he got his head smashed off. He went through the table, got 2010 again in the ring. Guys, Robinson never ever went for a cover or a submission in this match. It's the first time I've seen it happen here in Universe. The ref literally stopped the match and has probably saved years of the career of Travis Turner. This is a different guy at the moment, it really is. I don't know how he gets stopped, but yeah, that was kind of disturbing, I'm not gonna lie. So obviously Robinson wins that match. We also know that Alex Charming would be winning the match against Lightning Jackson. He didn't go lightly either, Alex. He was informed before the match by Spike Jackson that this match had to run at least 15 minutes long. If Alex went for a win, Lightning had to kick out. That were the match, it had to run for 15 minutes, and in the end it mercifully ended for Lightning Jackson. Dregs Slater wins the match against Henry Bobby, which is great news for Dregs, but for Henry, where on earth now does Henry go from here? Is he just not going to say anything to anyone? Take another sabbatical? For me, he needs to come back different. He's working hard, you know, he's really working hard, but he just doesn't seem to be able to break this losing streak that he's on, and it's more successful Cameron and Dregs in the end. And with that, it is now time to go to the first of our semi-finals, Alpha Jackson versus Max Rutan. I cannot wait for this to begin. And well, thankfully we're not going to have to, because it's happening right here, right now. Alpha Jackson in the first semi-finals of this tournament is going to be going up against Max Rutan. This is going to be such a hell of a match. I cannot wait for it. Completely different styles, but guys who have been, in the grand scheme of things, as successful as one another. I was actually, now I think about it, going to put the tables back up, the final tables in this match, but Alpha Jackson was only 1 or 2 wins away from Max Rutan. So yeah, he's been ultra successful, and as you can see, he's got Industry out here with him, one half of the tag team champions, proudly wearing that title that has been defended once, and they did not even get a pinfall or submission victory in that defense. But that's not bothering Prince, it won't bother Spike, and it won't bother Alpha either. He's got to be 100,000,000% focused tonight on Max Rutan, because if he's not, he could end up getting hurt, not just beaten. Max is in a foul mood. I mentioned earlier in the night, he's got to be weary of Eric Redhead as well. He's been warned by Bailey, so you can also guarantee that if Eric does come out here, there is no way that Industry would even attempt to stand in his way. So he's on his own, Max, but here he comes. For me, still the favourite in this tournament, even though I can confirm that he and Hunter King are now tied on points. Not that that matters anymore, none of that matters now, it's all in the past. It is single elimination now. Lose and go home, win, go to WrestleMania is exactly what is happening right now. Rutan looks extremely confident to say that he does have Redhead after him. It's so hard to say this, but it's true. He really cannot afford to be worried about that right now. He's just got to focus on the task at hand and just hope, really, that Eric Redhead does not come out here after him. If he does, it might even be a blessing in disguise, because he would obviously win by disqualification, but he's not the kind of guy that would want it that way. He's going to want a good scrap here, and he's going to want to come out on top as well. So let's get into it. Alpha Jackson, Max Rutan, one-on-one, I'll say that lightly, with Industry outside, for the chance to go to the main event of our first ever WrestleMania and compete for the title. Here we go. First blood to Rutan, and he's in with the high impact already, that overhead belly to belly. But then Alpha Jackson relying, we know how much of a successful amateur Alpha was. He's going to have to rely on all that and more tonight. Plus he's got Industry outside, so he, to me, maybe, just maybe, he's the quiet favourite in this one. But even with Industry, all that amateur experience he's going to have to really be on his game tonight. And I think the same can be said for Rutan as well. I feel like we're selling Alpha a little bit short here. He has got everything that it takes to win tonight. Since this whole thing started, I found it hard to bet against Rutan, and I'm still feeling that in my gut now. So we will see. It's been a highly aggressive start, as you can imagine that it would have been from the both of them. They're standing toe to toe at the moment, and for me that's not a great strategy from Alpha. But he's used that ring post to good effect there. He could have maybe gone for a count out win there. Like, it wouldn't have been great, but also you probably wouldn't have blamed him. He's going for the cover instead. Took the ref by surprise there. Never in a million years was that going to be enough though. But maybe just sending a little bit of a message to the Viking Warrior here, Alpha, who's in complete control right now and sticking with that amateur style. It's working well for him, as he's got this little chin lock here on Max Rutan at the moment. He's going to find it hard to keep Max down. Yeah, I thought so. Out with the jawbreaker there was Rutan. Kick to the gut now, followed up by the big chop and the massive scoop slam there. And that is that game-changing power that Max possesses, sorry. Oh, nice catch there by Alpha. Whatever that was that Max was planning, Alpha had that scouted, and he's going straight back to the ground game again. Sound tactics here, but it seems like it's just peed off the Viking Warrior, to be honest. Massive lariat there to take control of this again. And you have to keep in mind as well, we've mentioned this from time to time throughout Rutan's time here, the harder the fight that he's in, the more fun that he has. So Alpha needs to end this quickly if he stands any chance, in my view. The ref there distracted by Spike Jackson, and that was enough for Alpha to get that shoulder off. So again, already the outside interference of Industry paying dividends for Alpha there. But he's going to get a blood kick to the face now. No, he's not. He's managed to sidestep the blood kick, and that's a huge moment in this match. Spinebuster now straight into the cover. 1, 2, and Rutan's out. And Rutan now probably realises not only is he facing Alpha tonight, he's facing Industry tonight as well. And Alpha goes for a lock here. He calls this 13. We don't see him use it often, but Max Rutan, he's just rained down those left hands there. And there's a chair in the ring from Spike now as well, trying to grab the attention of the referee again. While Rutan's in control and Alpha is taking the punishment now. I think they have woken up that savage inside of the Viking Warrior, and yeah, you see that little outpour of emotion that we don't normally see from Rutan. Nice kick to the face, but it's to no avail. Here come the clotheslines now. Alpha swings wildly, misses. Big clothesline from the Viking Warrior, and he's feeling this right now. It's a matter of time, if you ask me. There's the sacrifice. And look at Industry again. The referee putting the chair outside the ring. Spike there as well, distracting him. And again, it bought just enough time for Alpha to shoot that shoulder off the mat. And now Spike, the boss here, is distracting Max Rutan and trying to give an opening for Alpha, but Rutan's having none of it, just using that raw power now. And you can see the frustration outside building in Spike Jackson as his brother is getting tossed about by the Viking in there. He's lining up for that blood kick again. He's missed it again. Alpha has that move so well scouted, but it might not do him any good here because he's getting choke slammed all the way to the opposite of heaven there. And again, he's going for that backbreaker, but this time Alpha stops him, puts the arm over the shoulder there. Shoots Rutan into the ropes, goes for the back elbow, but he just ran into a brick wall there. What's he going for here? He's hooked up Rutan, sit out powerbomb of his own, going straight for the cover. It's 1, it's 2, is Alpha going to WrestleMania? No, not just yet anyway. Again, the Viking shooting the shoulder off the canvas. He's taking on all of industry here, is Rutan, and he's still fighting away now somehow. And you know deep down inside of him, he's having the time of his life in this sort of fight right now. Buries the shoulder into the midsection of Alpha. You saw him bouncing on his feet there. He's feeling this again right now. Alpha felt the sacrifice coming this time, managed to get out of it, and he's now trying to work the body of the Viking. Smart tactics again by Alpha, but you can't. Max is just not going to be denied here tonight. I'll say that though, but he's just off the shoulder there comes Alpha, but he tried to disguise that little bit of being gassed there, did the Viking, is what I was trying to say, by going for the cover, but I saw him struggling to get back up there. He's not going to show that to Alpha though. Industry that have spotted it, and that spear is going to do Alpha the world of good, and it could turn things for him here if the Viking's feeling gassed. He's going straight for the cover. 1, 2, and again Rutan kicks out, and Alpha now starting to show frustration. There's so much on the line here, guys. It's a really high stakes match, and Alpha going back to what brought into the dance here, putting Rutan back in the chin lock, just grounding him, trying to wait for that second win to come while still punishing the Viking. It is smart. Alpha has been very, very tactically sound here tonight, and even with that he still had to have the help of industry, but all of that put together has been enough so far. Sit out powerbomb again. Is he going to go for the cover again? He is. It's 1, it's 2, and to go to WrestleMania, he's done it. Alpha has beaten the Viking Warrior, and he's going to go on to main event the first WrestleMania in this universe history. Max Rutan back to his feet already. Respects the fight by the looks of it. Will Alpha shake his hand? He will. Alpha knows the caliber of the opponent he was just in there with. He threw everything at the Viking tonight, and even with that still needed the help of industry to get on through to WrestleMania, but the ends justify the means. You can't blame anyone for doing anything at this point. He is now going straight into the history books as the first WrestleMania main event. He's going to be competing for the title. All that remains now is to see who it is he's going to be going up against. And that is going to be some match to follow, but we're not going to have to wait long to find out who it is that Alpha is going to be facing, because the second semi-final is our main event of the evening, and it is going ahead right here, right now. It is Hunter King versus the wild card in this tournament, Tyson Schmidt, and it is to complete that WrestleMania main event, go on and compete for the first ever World Championship in this universe mode's history. It gets no bigger than this, guys, not in the weeklies anyway. And this man looks focused, looks calm, and looks ready. I'm gonna say for the first time ever, he looks all of those things on the exterior, but I'm just starting to wonder here. I don't know what's caused it, but are we starting to see the first cracks in Hunter since this universe began? He didn't speak to Jacob earlier, he just looked a hole straight through him. Went to grab the mic last week, it was cut off, he couldn't say what he wanted to say. He attacked his last opponent after the match, HBK, and I think it's starting to get to him that maybe, just maybe, he's not getting the exposure that he feels he deserves, and well, I feel he deserves it too. He can do no more than what he's doing right now, but if he is starting to crack, and there's chinks in that armour. This is the very, very wrong time for that to be happening. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I think the fact that there is just little things starting to show with him, Tyson Schmidt will know that for definite. And I think personally, if Tyson is going to have the moral support of his brother outside as well, if he can hang in this match and take this to the deep waters, just that frustration that seems to be surfacing in Hunter King at the moment, maybe, just maybe, he can exploit that and actually pull off an upset here tonight. For me, I say that because that's the only way that I see him winning, to be honest. I can't see any other way that Hunter would lose this match, other than Tyson just hangs in there and almost lets Hunter beat himself, really. But we'll see, because it's ready to go right now. Another thing that plays into the favour almost of Schmidt in this one is that he didn't expect to be here anyway. Him and his brother Jordan, I believe, were probably almost ready to just be planning for the tag division and trying to get towards those tag titles, but no, he finds himself in the semi-finals and a potential, albeit a small one, still a potential chance of going on to main event WrestleMania against Alpha Jackson. And on that night, the brightest lights, the biggest stage of them all, anything can happen. Why not Tyson walk out with the World Championship, you know? If he does, his name's going to be etched in history forever. Same for Alpha, but yeah, he's got, before we even start thinking along those lines, he's got a monumental effort of trying to get past Hunter tonight, especially if Hunter can hold himself together and not get frustrated in this one. Big right hand there from Hunter. Went for the overhead belly to belly there, got bell clapped instead, and finds himself on the outside in this one once again. And is Tyson starting to employ the tactics that I was on about there? Maybe just taking his time, trying to frustrate Hunter, trying to make him make mistakes. Oh, big move there on the outside. You heard the thud of the chest and the face there landing on the floor from Hunter. And Tyson's doing some damage out here, swinging net breaker now. Looking very impressive. Like I said, we're looking for big match players here to go on to the finals. And, well, Tyson's showing out at the moment compared to what we're used to seeing. Big drop kick in the corner. Hunter drops to his knees there, and he's in trouble here. Make no mistake, he's in big trouble. Tyson's going for the pin, hooks the leg. Hunter gets out at one. And no frustration shown there from Tyson, just keeping the foot on the gas. That's exactly what he needs to do, as he snaps that neck there. Beautiful move into the cover again. One. Just a one again, and a little bit of frustration showing this time, which is understandable. He's put together a few high impact moves there and still only getting the one count, so maybe Hunter flipping the script here. We've seen him had to go deep in matches and show that resilience before, so this won't be anything new to him. Point to the elbow and the jaw there from Tyson Schmidt, who is just really having his way with Hunter at the moment. I've got to admit, I did not expect this at all from Tyson. It's good so far, what we've seen from him. And Jordan's got to be happy on the outside this time. Hunter found that kick, felt it coming, was able to get the reversal. Nicely done. And he's back on the offense now. I'm not going to say in control just yet. He looks in control of himself. He's trying to take his time, but every time he tries to put something together, Tyson's there. And he's pressing the tempo in this match at the moment, and I don't think Hunter he's not able to hang with that at the moment. He's keeping that pressure on Hunter, and Hunter's just hanging in there. But that is a nice move there, that hamstring stretch. And he's lining something up here by the looks of it, Tyson. What is it he's going to go for? Whatever it was, Hunter found it and returned the favour with a kick to the back of the knee there. And a big, huge back slam there. Back suplex, and Hunter picks up Tyson straight away. but it is Tyson that's dictating the pace of this match at the moment. Oh, disrespectful slap there from Hunter King. What on earth is he going for here? Onto the top rope. Oh, Meteora straight into the ribs and the abdomen there of Tyson Schmidt, and he's going to go for the cover here. Jordan shouting encouragement to his brother there. Obviously, any issues that they would have had have been settled probably by SummerSlam, to be honest, but especially the fact now that Jordan knows he can no longer go to WrestleMania. He obviously just wants that for his brother, but Hunter is starting to put his own foot on the gas here, starting to feel that second win coming now maybe, and Tyson could find himself in trouble here for not being able to put King away when he had the chance. Into the corner he goes, reversal again, but this time Hunter reverses that as well, and the big clothesline there. Goes for the stomp. I thought he might have gone for the pin there, but no, Hunter's gonna start dishing out that punishment. Is this the frustration starting to show here maybe? He's got Tyson lined up here, and he's going to go for the slice. He hits it, and Hunter King is on his way to WrestleMania. Wait, what? No way, as Jordan just distracted the referee there. I have never seen the Schmidts do that. That is a huge shock to me, and probably to Hunter King as well. And if they are working that frustration angle, that is going to have a huge positive effect in those tactics. Nice sharp shot to the abdomen there, and there he's just smashed the back of Hunter King's head off. The fans are booing now. I think they're shocked with what they've just seen as well. And now it is Tyson's turn to hit the big lariats. Big tilt or world backbreaker as well, and it could be that Smith is going to upset Hunter King here. King's just heard me, I think. That one right hand has just shot Tyson back into the ropes, and no, my chest is starting to go again. Sorry guys. What on earth is Hunter doing here? Oh, big powerbomb to the apron. Huge move there. That is going to seriously damage the back of Tyson Schmidt. They both get back into the ring now. Tyson's actually waiting on Hunter. I don't think Hunter would have been expecting that, because I certainly wasn't. Drop kick to the back for his troubles there, and Tyson keeping this pressure on. Reverse DDT. You can see that he's starting to run out of a bit of energy now. Goes for the cover. 1, 2 and 3. No, not 3. I really thought that was 3 there. And Alpha Jackson at the moment has got to be absolutely smiling ear to ear with what he's seen. Huge elbow drop there from Tyson, because Alpha is going to obviously have industry with him in some way, shape or form. We might have to hold that thought, because that is a beautiful move there from Tyson Schmidt. He's got the legs hooked. 1, 2, and he's going to do it. He has done it. Tyson Schmidt, the wild card, is going to the main event of WrestleMania with Alpha Jackson to fight for the first ever WWE Championship. I cannot believe what we have just witnessed. It took a bit of uncharacteristic outside interference from the Smiths to get it done, but my God, they have got it done, and we have our first ever main event booked in for our first ever WrestleMania, and it is going to be Alpha Jackson of Industry against Tyson bloody Schmidt. Oh my God, and it's going to be for the WWE Championship. I cannot believe it. He can't believe it. I bet his brother can't believe it either. He just gives him the little nod there, looks down at him, thanks him probably for that interference. Such a key part of this match. It was done. It was over. Hunter King had hit the slice and he was going on to WrestleMania, but the Smiths had other ideas. What a time to pull out an uncharacteristic bit of dirty play from them to get this result. And wow, Tyson Schmidt going to WrestleMania. against Alpha Jackson. The rest of that card, guys, is still being worked on. You heard Spike say earlier, still all up in the air at the moment. But wow, it's going to be a hell of a show. What we do know now is our main event. It's a shocking one, I can't believe it. And yeah, if you enjoyed that, guys, and as much as I did, please do hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you don't mind sharing, that would be much appreciated too. Hit that bell so you don't miss WrestleMania, of course. And it doesn't end there, guys. This is what I love doing. This is why I wanted to start making videos in the first place. I've tried a few other things, but my heart is here, and so we are going to go on and on and on. Yeah, this is just the beginning. We're still building right now, which is insane to say, and the fact that we've got to WrestleMania already is mind-blowing. But that's going to do it for me tonight, because my chest is really, and my throat are really starting to give me trouble again now. So enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll hopefully see you all at WrestleMania. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of the time, and bye-bye.